the Reddit revolt. It's been a rough year so far for the populist movement. Free speech is not free. Free and fair elections are neither free nor fair. And the free market has been rigged to enrich the politically powerful and connected in Silicon Valley and on Wall Street, while middle Americans have suffered economically, emotionally, and mentally through endless riots and lockdowns. But this week brought a ray of sunshine, a jolt of lightning, actually, from ordinary citizens who upended the financial markets. As you've all heard all week long here on Newsmax and across social media, amateur investors on a Reddit forum called Wall Street Bets banded together to drive up the stock price of an ailing video game retailer called GameStop. The stock soared nearly 2,000%. Wall Street panic. Big tech, big business, and big government all immediately moved to crush the Reddit revolt. Woke investing apps like Robinhood served the oligarchs instead of the people by restricting the little guy's trading activity. In a tweet, Robinhood company officials gravely announced, "In light of current market volatility, we are restricting transactions for certain securities to position closing only." In other words, they let people sell the stocks but not buy them. Why are all the bigs so afraid? It's because young Generation Z and millennial keyboard warriors in their basements with names like, yes, Roaring Kitty, succeeded in doing what thousands of violent, smelly Occupy Wall Street rioters failed to do a decade ago. In a breathtaking act of collective bluff calling, the internet investors brought hedge fund managers to their knees and literally made billionaires weep.
I mean, I think it's kind of obvious people can not only see the emotion on your face, but hear it in your voice when you talk about this, Lee. Why?
I care. That's it.
Uh-oh, spare us the crocodile tears. This same bad actor, billionaire hedge fund manager Lee Cooperman of something called Omega Advisors, could barely hide his contempt for the hoi polloi, threatening his protected elitist bubble. Watch this.
Doing is people are sitting at home getting the checks from the government, okay, and this fair share is a concept. It's just a way of attacking wealthy people, and I think it's inappropriate. We all got to work together and pull together.
Fact check for these foul-mouthed fat cats. Americans aren't sitting in the lap of luxury like they are, and they're not just collecting welfare checks at home because they're lazy. Never forget that hundreds of millions of hard-working workers were forced to stay at home. Forced. Countless small business owners were forced to shut down under penalty of law. COVID control freaks deprived our best and brightest of the ability to earn an honest living. Massive and ongoing pandemic infringements on our freedoms to live and work and play and learn lined the pockets of the nation's wealthiest CEOs. Just this week, a new report by the Institute for Policy Studies found that the collective wealth of America's 660 billionaires rose 39% since COVID-19 was declared a pandemic virus in March 2020. Jeff Bezos of Amazon, Elon Musk at Tesla, Microsoft's Bill Gates, Facebook's Mark Zuckerberg, and Berkshire Hathaway's Warren Buffett all led this privileged cabal of pandemic profiteers who have collectively amassed more than $1.1 trillion. The masters of the universe don't deserve a pity party, and neither do the professional pushers around of profits. Plain and simple, institutional wealth managers done got outplayed. It's not personal, it's business, baby. But look at the ashen-faced financial journalists who carry water for the billionaires. Now they're worried about motives.
Real questions, of course, about stock manipulation, about the power of what's taking place on places like Reddit, really what's motivating this type of trading behavior at all. It clearly has nothing to do with the fundamentals of GameStop itself anymore, and much more to do with sort of pop psychology of who's going to be left holding the bag.
You know what the silver lining in all of this is? It's that finally the illusion of the free market has been fatally pierced. You want to talk about market manipulation and ill-gotten gains? As I've reported on for years, it's taxpayers who've been left holding the bag, time and again, as private industries siphon $1 billion in government bailouts. The airline industries, banks, insurance companies, the housing industry, automakers, green energy boondoggles, and on and on and on. The dirty, inconvenient secret is that it's not just Biden and Democrats who bastardized free market enterprise, but it's also big business Republicans, the Bushes, and the GOP swamp, too. All of these forces are now colluding to stamp out the new populist revolt against the privileged oligarchs who fixed the financial system for themselves on the backs of the people. But the truth is that the truth cannot be contained. It's game up and game over.
You just watched Newsmax TV, America's fastest growing cable news channel, now in more than 70 million homes. You can get Newsmax TV on your cable system or check your cable guide. And if your system doesn't carry Newsmax, call them, tell them you want Newsmax TV, because we're real news for real people.